My most memorable travel moment would have to be this year. I went to Bali in Indonesia. Never imagined that that would happen, but I was really blessed with an opportunity because of my social media experience to travel on behalf of a brand, and it was phenomenal. It was so bomb. Like, man, I didn't like being on a plane that long. I think it was like basically traveling for 20 some hours, almost a day, but it was a great experience. I love experiencing other people's cultures and food, and I love that stuff. If you live in a country and want me to like document it social media wise, oh, invite me. I want to go to all the countries. I want to go to Trinidad. I've never been there. Guyana. I'll go everywhere, honey. I love to travel. The advice I would give to anyone trying to pursue like my particular field would just be the same advice you give to any other like field. It takes a lot of hard work ethic. It's not all fun. It is a lot of work, and it's a lot of work that is not always rewarding right away. I've been doing this vlogging thing for a long time, and it's only now that I'm being able to, you know, travel for free and get money, and it takes a lot of time. There's no such thing as an overnight success. It may seem like that, but every person you see that's big out there on TV or in music, they've been doing that for a long arse time. There's no overnight success. You have to grind, work, and you gotta be patient, and you gotta be humble, and you have to be consistent. That's the one thing, which is why I told you guys I try to do like 3 videos a week. Like, consistency is key, especially with social media, and everyone's doing vlogging and blogging now. You have to be consistent with it, and you have to be genuine, because again, everyone's doing it now. So what's gonna make people come back and listen to you? You should be yourself. Don't try to be like all the other Instagram girls or the Instagram models. You be you, and I think people enjoy that and they connect with that. Mistakes I think people make when they try to enter this field is, I don't know, I would say inflated ego. Just try to stay as humble as you can and never feel satisfied. Like, okay, you got 20,000 hits on one video, okay, and what's next? Like, don't get too full of yourself where you're like, oh, I have all those views. I mean, be confident in yourself, but always be willing to challenge yourself. And I think a lot of people gas themselves up and they get too comfortable, and that's when someone else comes and takes your spot. Know that you have to put in a lot of work. Like, I cannot emphasize that enough. Also, you're gonna have to learn a lot of things on your own. A lot of things that I'm doing, like recording with a camera, doing lighting, like I did not know how to do that stuff, but I had to figure it out and learn, because you can't always depend on other people. And when you first start out, you won't be able to afford a whole camera crew. Most embarrassing moment, Jesus, I have so many of them. I'm a very awkward little turtle. I'm always getting into little clumsy, like weird situations. One time I went to Barbados. It was carnival time, so it was like a lot of traffic to the party we were going to. I really had to pee, and there was no bathroom in sight. I like ran up a hill to some random house, and I knocked on these people's door, and I was like, hey, I really gotta pee. Can I pee in your house? I was like, no, I'm a stranger, and they let me in. But then when they let me in, there was no door on their bathroom. It was just like a curtain you could see through, but you better believe I pulled my pants down and I peed. If someone's seen my pom pom, well, you know what? I don't live in Barbados, so I'm good. But that was kind of weird and embarrassing, but hey, I got to pee. It truly sucks what happened with a lot of Caribbean islands and countries having to leave their homes. Like, climate change is a real biatch, and I feel like we're not taking it seriously enough. But so many people having to leave their homes, even in the Bahamas, like the southern islands, a lot of people, they have no homes now. People are gonna do what they have to do to survive, so I don't judge people who move to the States or to the UK, because we're all humans and we deserve to have the basic feeling of safety in a home and everything. So I get it, but it is kind of unfortunate, because then it's like, even besides the hurricane, you know, a lot of young persons like myself leaving the Caribbean and not coming back because we want opportunities, we want creative outlets that we don't really have firmly in our countries, generally speaking. People got to do what they got to do. So it's sad, but I think it's up to our government to come together and figure out how we're going to safeguard our countries long term against climate change, and also against brain drain in general. Like, people wanting to leave, like hurricane aside, people just wanting more opportunities. And how do we work together as a Caribbean? Because I feel like we're not doing that. We're not sharing our resources with one another. I think there's nothing wrong with maintaining our cultural and national individuality and identity, but I just feel like we need to just share more resources and like work together more and have more exchange programs like we used to back in the day, that I heard of. Like, my parents growing up, I heard them say, like, you know, in the Bahamas when they were building out the police force, they brought in like police officers from Barbados and Jamaica and stuff like that. Like, are we still doing that on a large scale? I don't really hear anything about that. Like the other day when Dominica had, you know, to bring people in to the Bahamas and Trinidad and other places, people were losing their caca, and it's like, this is what good, decent people do. Like, so I think we could work together more. Maintain, of course, your cultural identity. People want that sense of identity, but I definitely think we could work together more. The part I see myself playing is, you know, when I do my vlogs like I did on what happened in Dominica, just kind of encouraging people to be open to people that are different, which, you know, I can say it because I'm from the Caribbean. Nobody else can say it. If you're from the Caribbean, be quiet. But we can be kind of like, if something is other, we can be a little like, you know, whether it's someone's nationality, whether it's someone's sexual identity, we can be very, so I just try to encourage people in my videos to be objective and to be a bit more human and a bit more tolerant and respectful. And so that's the part I think I play in like helping to bring the Caribbean together. And I'm just so excited to be able to connect. You know, I'm seeing more and more people from outside of the Bahamas and Jamaica like comment on my videos, and it makes me feel good that as Caribbean people we can find common ground and I can be a part of that. I love that.